I'm in an ultra goofy mood today, so I thought this would be the perfect day to do the room tour here. I was thinking about giving you a tour of the whole studio. There's a couple of funny stories to say, and then maybe I'll kind of take you around town for like how I sort of ended up in this room that we've all gotten to know so well. But yeah, so as far as what's in my room, I think you're going to be sorely disappointed here. You're thinking I've got like all these great gear and whatnot, but the truth is, everything in this room is meant to be beaten to shreds by children. So here we go. This, of course, I will say, we'll do another studio tour after I set up my, my new home base in Philadelphia. It's going to be much more. I'm not going to say interesting, because this might be interesting, but it'll be much more maybe what you expected. Anyhow, we'll start with this item. This is the Tex-Mex Fender Strat that my mother bought me when I was 12. I remember going into the guitar shop in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania. I think this cost $399 or maybe $449 at the time. The reason why I liked it is because if you look really close, you can see the wood grains through this paint, which used to be a lot whiter, but it's gotten sort of deeper in color. It was never white. It was a light cream, and now it's turned into, well, we call this the banana guitar, so I don't know what the color is coming through here. It's not quite yellow. It's definitely a creamy color. I've had the pickups replaced, the knobs, so they look neat. My friend Nick does all the stuff on my guitars, and I don't remember what pickups are in there. Not something I recognize, not just like a cool Fender pickup or Gibson pickup or anything. He's super gear nerdy guy, so I just say, hey, I want this to sound like a pit bull chasing a cat, and he put something in there that's good, and I don't remember what it is. I also replaced, unfortunately, the tuners. Well, I still have the original, so I can just put them back on. But the tuners with Planet Waves locking cutting tuners, which are very convenient, but not very authentic or nice. They work just fine. They're cool because you put your string through, you turn it, and then it locks it down, so you don't have to like wind, and then it also cuts it as you tune and then there's nothing to jab you, sort of. There's that guitar. Okay, good. Next, we have this guitar, which was hanging on Nick's wall with no electronics in it, but when he took the pickups out of this one, he put them in this one, and hence this guitar now has life. I think I'm gonna. It says on the back. It says shred till you're dead, but we call it shred till you're dad. I think I'm gonna give this guitar to Evan Clark when I leave. I think he'll enjoy it. You don't know who Evan Clark is, but me and Evan Clark know who Evan Clark is. Okay, there's that guitar. Let's see. I've given a few guitars away to kids, just beater ones, because I'm not gonna be looking to really have a bunch of beater ones in my new life here. But this is neat. I'm gonna keep this forever. My student Brian made it for me. By made, I mean, he picked the body and the neck, and he put everything together. He didn't sand it from a tree, but he did paint it, or stain it rather, and chose the pick guard and made sure everything fit. And I don't know what kind of pickup is in this. The input jack broke, so it's sort of out of commission, but it's not going to be forever. And I think it's really cool. It's got a hum that just won't quit, even though that's a humbucker. I'm suspecting there's something in there that needs to be taken care of. But all things, I like that there's only one knob. There's not a tone knob. There's not two pickups, so there's no switch. There's just one knob, one pickup. Pretty cool looking guitar. Neck's a little fat for me, but doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. Okay, there's that. That's it for guitars. Oh, here's something else Brian made for me. This is cool. This is I was telling him I wanted like a cool wood pick guard. So he cut, got the plywood. It's whatever kind of wood this is, not plywood. The sheet of wood, and got the dimensions for the stuff and cut this out. I don't know. How would that look? I don't want black. Maybe I'll do something creative with how this looks. Maybe I'll have all the kids like sign it with a wood burner or something, and then use it for a little while. That'd be cool, just for fun, for a change. Great. It's like changing your tie, changing your pick guard. We got this amp here. Let's come over here. La 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 la. Oh, this is good. This is my dear friend Kelly, who helped me paint this room orange, and introduced me to my significant other when her her husband's grandmother died, and these were her little silver dishes, and they were just clearing out her stuff, and they ended up in my here's a pillow for when I get tired. I can lay my head on it. And Brian made me these slides too out of he was explaining it to me, but I never understood it. It was something about a toilet paper roll and some clay. I never understood it. But and the ukulele, you guys know this. Not in tune. This is gonna be our road trip ukulele. And this amp, I think I bought this Fender Blues Junior for maybe $70 from my friend Jeff, who actually teaches here. I don't know where I'm pointing. And it was great for a long time. The reverb doesn't work. I'll get that fixed someday, but it sounds amazing. It got all squeaky and poppy and snappy, and there's a nice gentleman. Where am I sitting? I'm gonna sit right here. There's a nice gentleman with a car repair shop right next to me, and he seems to me like the kind of guy who can make anything out of anything. And he just came over one day a few months ago and said, "Hey, do you have anything that needs to be fixed? I just like to fix stuff." And he fixed my amp for me for $12. And I got him a 6-pack of beer. It's really nice of him. Yeah, so there's that. That's that. Then we have this amp. This is, the Line 6, whatever the new thing is, that you're supposed to be able to make it sound like anything you want. Okay, given that you can figure out how to make it connect to your iPad, good grief, who has time for that? I don't have time for that, but I'm going to have time for that. I'm in no way, shape, or form under the impression that this is a good, authentic amp. I thought this would be a fun toy for us to have so we could make it sound like, Enter Sandman or whatever it was we're playing. Turns out it's just a regular amp. But they're not expensive. This was $500. It's the biggest one that they make. I thought it looked cool. It's got a Bluetooth speaker in it, so I always have that handy when I'm doing the stuff. But I'm going to spend some time figuring out how to make this work 1.5 years later in Studio Next, which is going to be just in my home. So, and then of course the beaver in a can, but given to me by Max. If you watched the video I did last week, the Nirvana "Come As You Are" with the Dark Kermits, Max got me this beaver in a can. It's great. I'm gonna move to some non. Oh my gosh, for guitars, how could I forget this piece of junk? These guitars, these Fender Squier Minis 3/4 size guitars, are hands down the biggest piece of junk, no offense, anyone could ever buy. They don't stay in tune. Before I keep rambling on about how awful this is, Epiphone makes a really great 3/4 size guitar. It costs like $139. This one costs like $99, not like, that's what it costs. And it is worthless. It's completely worthless. Don't ever buy one of these, not for your kids, buy it for somebody you don't like, but they don't stay in tune. The bridge is a disaster. The input jack always breaks. There is nothing good about this guitar, except for maybe like an art project. All right, done with that. And of course we have my my chalkboard here. This used to be a door into the next room. Consequently, my light switches control there. So sometimes there's kids messing around being turds and turns the light off, and the people who's teaching through this wall. On the other side, it's a door, but here it's a chalkboard because there's chalkboard paint. Did you know there's chalkboard paint? It's freaking cool. And I put these curtains here because I'm an interior design genius, but really because you know what boys draw on stuff whenever given the chance. So I can just close it. We have this cool Pearl Jam poster. You might never have seen this Pearl Jam poster before, but all my kids think this means First, none of my students like Pearl Jam. Some of the 14-year-old boys, but the ones who have like never heard of Pearl Jam or think I'm dumb for liking Pearl Jam. Welcome to my life. Think that sponsored by no one means that Pearl Jam is no good. They don't understand basic economics. Okay, here we go. Here is my really great. Here's my really great Eddie's guitar painting that I love and that will come with me forever. Of course, orange is my favorite color. Look how well it goes with the dots and everything. And of course, I'm standing on the couch that was stolen from the thrift shop. The couch that was stolen from the thrift shop a couple of doors down by some of my boys. It was funny because they just came to class one day and they were collectively carrying a couch. This piano's fine. It's just a piano. It's just a piano. I think it costs $300 or something. It's got weighted keys. Here, go on Amazon. If you're ever trying to play piano or teach a little kid piano, go on Amazon, get these stickers. They cost $12. You put one on each key. It's got the notes. That's great. Let's see. Nothing interesting here. Just yo peeps. Oh my word, it's none other than Miss Tubman's basket. Miss Tubman's basket is because I like to go well, I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna put that right here. All right. My short monologue pretending to be Harriet Tubman's friend. Going to the movies. Miss Tubman did used to love to go to the movies, but she hasn't been to the movies in quite some time, I'm afraid, due to her condition. And what is Miss Tubman's condition? Well, Miss Tubman's been dead for 105 years. But at any rate, it's called Miss Tubman's basket because I like to say that. It's just, anyhow. This is the monkey. All the important things go in Miss Tubman's basket, like the tchotchkes. Here's the monkey Timo brought me from Japan because he went and I told him to buy me a monkey and some sushi, so he got me the monkey and like an eraser sushi. And then somebody brought me some playing cards from Chile. There's a purple marker that doesn't belong in Miss Tubman's basket. Oh, dear sweet young Sydney made me these from these things years ago. Miss Tubman's basket is such a safe place. And we have, kid from Thailand. Well, not the kid wasn't from Thailand, but he went to Thailand and he brought me this magnet that's some guy on a leaf. Okay. One of the best ones, a hairband made of hair. It's not really made of hair. It looks like it's made of hair. It's fake hair. Here's a tiny guitar ornament. Oh yeah, Zoey got me this for Christmas one year. This was my only Christmas present. It's a Steve name tag. Reason it is because when I went to college, I thought, when you go to college, you don't know anybody. So I changed my name to Steve. Not like legally or anything, but just everyone I met, I told them my name was Steve. So some people still call me Steve. I didn't know Zoey when I was in college. I call people Steve. It still happens. It just happens naturally, the calling of Steve. Bottle cap does not belong in there, and a bracelet, don't remember. That's Miss Tubman's basket. Then we have this drum set. It's an electronic drum set, so it doesn't make any noise at all unless you turn it on. Really important if you're working with kids and drums. It is a Pearl something or other. I don't know. I bought it because it looked cool. There were cheaper options. This was really expensive at the time, but I thought to myself, it was right when I was opening my business by myself, and I thought to myself, if I have the confidence that I'm going to do well, I'm going to buy a really cool looking drum set, and I'm just going to be able to, I'll be able to pay for it when I do really well. And I did, and it does look cool. It's cool because you can put acoustic heads on it, and it becomes a real drum set. Not that I'll ever do this. This is probably staying here when I go. Of course, the cheese bell is just an orange bell. but every time you ring it, cheese appears. But it's broken. This PA system. This PA system's awesome. I've got all these big speakers. This is from when I was in the band where the other guys wanted to become a metal band, so I got these really great big speakers. We actually rehearsed in a storage shed, you know, the ones that you can rent and it's like a garage door, and it was like 15 feet by 10 feet, and we had all the gear in there, and we opened the garage door, and all of the equipment was plugged into a light socket with an adapter, so you can plug in one cord, and then we had like power strips out the wazoo powering everything. And the funny thing was the light was on a timer, so people wouldn't leave their lights on while they weren't there for months on end, and you had to remember to reset the timer. So we'd be like rocking out in the storage unit and every once in a while we'd forget and everything would just turn off. Anyways, that's good. This PA system never let me down. It's what is it? It was a cheapo Euro Power PMP 2000, loud enough for everything I need to do, and I even cart it around to gigs every once in a while. Oh my gosh, this turtle will always be with me because I stole this turtle when you're gonna learn about this, but at studio number 1, or right when I left, you'll find out, right when I left the one place and started my own studio for the first time, I was subject to the whims of these two ladies, and one day, on my birthday, they decided to increase my rent by 75%. And so I said, heck no, I'm not going to do that. And I went off to find my own studio, and I took this turtle as I'm sure they don't even miss the turtle or know that it's gone or anything, but I took this turtle. It fell, it broke. Mabel's dad glued it for me. That was nice of him. How'd I do? Yes. Oh, the bass amp. This bass amp. I love Vox. I love everything about Vox. I don't know if they're particularly good at making bass amps, but I like Vox, so I like the way it looks. It sounds fine. I don't have big boomy bass needs here in my kit operation, so it's cool. It's got a switch that says bassolator, which the kids like to push it, and then it bothers absolutely everybody in the whole building. Got this record here. It's Let's Have a Pizza Party by the Gaylords. I haven't listened to it, but I'm totally going to someday. Got my hula skirt and my various hats all brought to me from people for one reason or another. The beaver stamp. Oh my god, this was a way of life a couple of years ago. I just haven't brought it out. This is a custom beaver stamp, one of a kind. Send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and I will send you a stamp. one stamp from the beaver stamp. Speaking of beaver stuff, we have this lovely thing my sister sent me, and it's called Beaver Artist, and it's number 36 of 36, so I got the last print of Beaver Artist. You can see the beavers making like a totem pole of some sort, and this wood is a frame made from my sister's barn, which was actually part of the Underground Railroad, though it's been confirmed that Miss Tubman has never been at my sister's barn. And gosh, I can't think of anything else to show you in this room. You saw, well, yeah, that's really everything in this room. That's all the stuff I have. All my nice guitars are at home. The guitar amps are coming with me. They'll be fun to have. There's a fan. I got a fan. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.